Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. Pre-market report. I would imagine that some of you at least out here are witnessing the SMACKDOwn this morning with regard to silver, especially down over 3%. Gold is getting hit. Cryptocurrencies are getting hit. And this market, let me just lay it out for you. Be very careful here. I want to show you a few things you need to pay attention to. Now, you know me. I've been called every name under the sun. Greg Mannarino and everything else. I'm a permabull and I buy all the dips. Generally, that works, okay? But right here and right now, we need to talk about a few things before you get into this market and start buying the dips. Now, I want to cover a few other things here. So tomorrow, just real quick, we got the Fed decision on monetary policy. We're going to get to hear the vomitous puke speak, and it's all lies. It's all propaganda. It's all distortions of the truth. Just expect that. Unfortunately, I got to sit and listen to this so I can tell all of you what happened here. But I'm not looking forward to that at all whatsoever. Now, just real quick, yesterday, if you remember, part of the economic news that we got, this is very interesting. We found out that nearly 1/3 of working American families are one crisis away from poverty. Now, according to this study, it's nearly a third, or 29%. Now, if you go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're saying it's more like 43%. So this, first of all, I think the number's higher than that. I think it's more like 50% or better of working families are one emergency away from poverty. People are living paycheck to paycheck today more so than ever before in history. Meanwhile, what do we got? We got the mainstream media telling us how great we are, how strong our economy is. We're all rich. What did our illustrious president say? Our economy is the envy of the world. Really? Doesn't seem so for probably 50%. 50%. But, let's go by their numbers. A third, according to this one study. I think this was, I don't even know, this is Bloomberg maybe or CNBC. But the BLS is saying 43%. I want to hear your take on that. Where do you think the truth lies? Is it a third of the American people? Is it 43%? Is it 50%? I can promise you that no matter what number you come up with, we haven't seen anything yet. The pressure on people around the world, okay, not just here in the United States, start to expand your horizons here, literally. This is a direct attack on the middle class, or whatever's left of it, around the world by central banks who are out there to destroy the economy, piece by piece by piece, taking down the middle class with it to only issue in a new system. And you all know that, a neo-feudal system on an epic scale. So just be prepared for that. Anyway, I want to hear your opinion on that. I think it's 50% or better. BLS is 43%. According to this study yesterday, it's 29%, but I think that's way, 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 way off. Anyway, look, let's talk about a couple of other things here. So what do we have going on? What did we find out again yesterday? So the U.S. Treasury needs to borrow over $1 trillion into existence. This doesn't exist, this cash right now, and it's just debt. It's a mechanism to trick the system yet again into believing it's more liquid than it is, to foster whatever we have here. And I think this is just a mechanism, again, to mislead people on an epic scale. If we did not have the ability, if the Treasury and the Fed weren't propping up this entire system right now by borrowing and pulling more cash into the mechanism of war, which is going to expand very, very rapidly here. That mechanism right now is fostering the illusion that things are okay. Things could not possibly be worse. We were in a full-blown liquidity crisis. You know that. So we found out yesterday the U.S. Treasury, again, another $1 trillion, more than $1 trillion, is going to be pulled into existence just in the next 2 quarters. And the Federal Reserve is buying back all that debt. It's an incredible situation how the Federal Reserve has installed themselves into this kind of a situation because this is what they want to do. Become the lenders and buyers of last resort. You've known this for over 10 years. I've been telling you this for over 10 years, and they have solidified that position here. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And I'm going to tell you again, it's not going to stop. The mechanism here is clear as clear can be, and it's obviously massively currency negative. Purchasing power negative. People are being destroyed. Don't take my word for it. Listen to this stupid survey, but it's more than likely, like I said, like 50% or better. The liquidity crisis is worsening very, very rapidly. Now let's talk about what I really want to discuss this morning with regard to gold and silver and even cryptocurrency. Okay, I know I'm going to get hit for this, but I don't really give a damn. You're all entitled to your own opinion on this, and this is mine. Every single time that you see a dip, a smackdown like we're seeing this morning with regard to silver, especially silver, gold, and even the big cryptos, you need to buy these dips. Okay, that's my perspective on this. Now, with regard to the stock market, again, I've been called Greg Perma-Bullerino for a very long time now. I am not a perma-bull. I look at the current situation and I try to come up with the most likely scenarios. Again, we're playing a game of incomplete information. You all know that. And the dynamics here are always changing. It's an extremely fluid situation. And because of that, we have to be willing to change our perspective on things. Again, we're filling in gaps. We're taking in whatever information we can get. We're putting that together. And then we're trying to come up with the best ways to fill in those gaps. Okay, so with that said, with regard to commodities again, you need exposure here. Buy every single dip that comes along. This is my take on it. Please do your own research into this. With regard to gold, especially silver, okay? Still, this remains my most favorite asset of all time. I can't imagine a more undervalued asset than this right now. Based on my research, you're certainly entitled to your own opinion on this. After you do your own research, don't just conjure this out of your own head here. My second favorite is going to be gold. All right, so we're pretty clear on that. Let them play their games with this. I've been telling you this forever. Let them smack down gold and silver here. These are real money. These have been real money since the beginning of time. They are anti-debt units. Anti-debt units. Cryptocurrencies are anti-debt units too, in case you don't know that. Okay, it's another reason why Greg Mannarino is a strong advocate for cryptocurrencies. I think they're going multiples higher. Okay, the big ones here, especially Bitcoin. Where's the top? there ain't one. I'm going to tell you right now. Going much higher. And with regard to gold and silver, I come up with my baseline here with regard to what they're actually worth, gauging from the situation of global debt, which is skyrocketing out of control and only going to get much worse from here. We are in a liquidity crisis. You all know that, which means we're in a debt crisis. And in order to fill that black hole, they have to pump the system with more debt. Does that make sense to you? So you need to be on the opposite side of that trade. Now let's talk about this stock market for my lions out here. Most of you, especially my lions, are well aware of the Fear and Greed Index. Now, I don't really watch this too much, but I know a lot of you do. I want to cover this just real quick. Okay. Now, generally, when there's fear in the markets, that's a time to buy, especially extreme fear. When people are afraid, when there's blood in the water, that's where the opportunities are. Extreme greed, okay, on the other side of the spectrum here, is where people need to sell, start to pull profit here. If you're a trader, you understand? If you're an investor, you're holding something like JEPI, JEPQ, you're not concerned with this at all. You want to collect that dividend. You want that cash flow, something I've told all of you about for the longest time. I don't know, thousands of you have gone in with me on this, and we've done very well here. But, and there's a big but here. Let's go over to the MMRI. This is the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator from this morning. Yes, that's this morning. Okay. I have one on the back. This is, I believe that's from yesterday. Anyway, it has come down. That was yesterday. This is today. All right. We still remain, it was lower than this at the close yesterday. We were at 302 at the market close. Watching or gauging from the current situation with regard to risk in this market, we need to be cautious here. I'm going to say weigh the MMRI against this to look for an opportunity. And you can just Google this, the Fear and Greed Index. It's easy to find here. I would say wait till we get to, if you're looking to buy the dip, wait for extreme fear and wait to see this number drop. Now there's our key here. According to, again, I've been talking about this lately, the current dynamics in this market, this number can change. But right now, that looks like the red line in the sand. MMRI 311.7. Keep your eyes on this. Look, we lions out here, we don't invest in the stock market because it's safe. The stock market is not safe. You invest in the market because of risk. You understand? I still get questions about, Greg, is my money safe in the market? And I told you straight out, no. I'm going to tell you again, it's not safe in the market. You have to understand risk. That's why you've got the MMRI and why I am saying you might want to look at the Fear and Greed Index right now as well. Weigh these two things against each other. This is a tool, the MMRI. It's not the end all. Okay, but it isn't, in my view, the best risk market gauge that there is out there. It has its flaws, absolutely. But it's been pretty spot on. Whenever we've gone into the red zone here, we've seen this market fall under pressure. We're stuck. We ain't going nowhere right now until things change. The Fed, I believe, is going to take action here, meaning they're going to buy more debt, keep rates suppressed, at least through the presidential selection. After that, it's going to be a whole new ball game. All right, people, look, so that's kind of where we're at today. So I want to hear from you again. The BLS said this number is like 43% of working American families are one crisis away from, one emergency away from poverty. I believe that number is way higher than that, but I want to hear from you on that as well. With regard to buying the dips here with gold and silver, abso-freaking-lutely. And even cryptocurrencies as well. Buy the dips here, people. I think, again, the mechanism is very simple to understand. A debt market meltdown is going to occur. It's being fueled right now by skyrocketing debt. It's just, there's nowhere to go here but monumentally higher. Take the opposite side of that trade. With regard to the stock market, you know what to do. Let's watch this. Look for extreme fear, and look for the MMRI to drop before you get back in here. That's just my opinion on this, people. You're certainly entitled to your own. I'm trying my hardest to keep you ahead of the curve here. And with regard to this $1 trillion, over $1 trillion that the Treasury is going to be borrowing, and that's going to be bought back by the Fed to fuel the Ponzi scheme. That's what this is. It's a Ponzi scheme on a scale that we've never seen before. Charles Ponzi would be very intrigued to see how this is going to end. But you and I already know how it's going to end. It's going to end like every other Ponzi scheme. Very, very badly. Very, very badly. And it's by design, too. Again, so they can issue in their new system. All right, people, this guy's out of here. I love all of you from the heart. I hope you got something out of this video. Please let me know if you did. Share the video. Get it out there. I will see you later, 5 p.m. Eastern for my live stream. And until we meet again, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.